Hey everybody, this is Cholera, and I'm going to be doing a couple more games from the MSL. That's right, you guys love this tournament, I really like this tournament, and this is going to be Savior. That is absolutely right, Savior versus Gogo. This is the losers match of the Group G of the MSL Round 32. Klazart actually began this group with a couple of casts. You can find them on his account. But the reason why I'm doing is because he watched these games live, and he didn't want to cast them, so I'm going to make sure they're done. I know there are many, many Gogo fans out there who want to watch Gogo play. Woo! That's right. We all love Gogo, and there's no reason for us to watch this other than Gogo. Not because of the no-name Zerg that he's playing or anything like that. But anyway, so obviously you guys all love Savior and all want him to do well. And you know, I'm sure like there are some people who don't really like Savior or haven't really heard of him, but for those of you who don't know him, perhaps you can't really, or weren't around rather when he was himself, which was 3 years ago when he was actually beating everybody for about a year and a half. You guys might not really understand why there's a lot of fanboys out there for Savior. I wouldn't consider myself one. I certainly I certainly respect his play, and especially what he did for certain matchups. But I think I think certainly he is not the bourgeois that he used to be. But at the same time, he was the bourgeois at one point, and you can never count an old champion out. So he's been struggling, well, on and off. I mean, really, I wouldn't say he's been struggling really badly recently because he hasn't been doing that horribly. But I mean, he obviously has not returned to his prime yet, despite his promises to his fans, which he releases every about 2 months, saying he's going to be great again and he's going to practice hard and focus and everything. Anyway, this is Holy Ground, and we're going to see a diagonal cross location for these two players, of course. I certainly hope this is Holy Ground, or else I'm going to look like a fool. But it looks like we're seeing a 2-Rax here, starting off for Gogo. So Gogo is going to choose a Medic Marine build, which I like because we haven't seen very many Medic Marine builds recently. And of course, we've seen a lot of players, go all sorts of mech. But at the same time, when we see people switch back, and I'm sorry, I am going to look like a fool. This is Byzantium III. Whoops. So this is Byzantium III, not Holy Ground, which fools me every time. It always gets me. Holy Ground. So I get paranoid of Holy Ground. But anyway, when we see people switch back to M&M, it actually has been reasonably successful. Well, I mean, the last time I remember was Hwasun doing it against Luxury, and along with everyone else, he beat Luxury really badly that game. So we're going to see how this works out for Savior. Of course, Savior has probably played more games against M&M builds than against mech builds, being a more old-school Zerg, so I think he'll be pretty comfortable dealing with this, especially if it falls into a fast expand. It looks like it will. Savior's 3 hatchery build here that he's using right now is actually very typical against what he used to, basically very typical against for what he used to do against Terran 3 years ago. In fact, this is one of the builds that I would say he was instrumental in popularizing. This 3 hatchery Mutalisk build for Terran versus Zerg, which has been supplanted in most cases by the 2 hatchery Mutalisk build, a la Jaedong or July Zerg. And really that has come out because I think mainly people's Mutalisk micro has just gotten so much better, even than Savior's Mutalisk micro, which was very good. But certainly I would say there are a slew of Zerg players right now who have better Mutalisk micro than even Savior during his prime. I mean, if you think about Jaedong, Yellow Arnak, Luxury when he's not sniffing glue, there's a lot of effort, a lot of really good Zerg microers out there by Great. Anyway, it looks like we've got Marines moving out here, but not really putting that much pressure. It looks like they're just looking for something. It's just a couple of Zerglings or something. Instead, this is a fast expand after 2-Rax, so really not much different from a standard 1-Rax into Command Center fast expand build. Just slightly slower, not going to make much of a deviation in terms of Savior strategy, which is still relatively appropriate for this. Now, certainly we hope that this game doesn't end really quickly with Savior doing something stupid like not building sunken colonies, Luxury, which we have seen in the recent past by Luxury on Droids, and that was really bad. But Savior, of course, has that timed out actually very well in his 3 hatchery Mulus build, which I've done a good number of times in the past, and I'm going to throw that right out of the window right now because obviously we're not going to see that. We're going to be seeing... Well, we're going to be seeing a 3 hatchery lurker build most likely, although it's interesting. Okay, he's got to know there's a Medic Marine build. Anyway, it looks like he's got a lot of lings moving in, and actually, wow, what a great strategic move from Savior. Oh my god, I didn't expect this to happen. I don't think Gogo expected this to happen. Obviously, he did, but all of his Marines go down before the medics get there, before any fire bats get there. Gogo making a big strategic error by moving them out haphazardly for no reason, and Savior's got 3 speedlings inside of Gogo's base. And he's going to be trying to cause some havoc. More importantly, he's taken out Gogo's entire army of Marines, and that means he's going to be forced to build so many more Marines. It's going to slow down his tech. It's going to slow down just, you know, building more barracks, building more SCVs, all that good stuff, and he won't be able to put any pressure on Savior for the time being. And Savior is going to go for a Lurker Rush. Let's not forget. So the Lurker Rush is going to be very interesting to see because, you know, I don't know if Gogo scouted this, if he's going to have a scan there and time, and he's going to know to put down some bunkers, because that's the only thing that can save him is a good number of bunkers right now. You know, obviously you usually want tanks to deal with mass lurkers. And Medic Marine by themselves are very, very hard to control, especially when you lost like 10 Marines in the early game. So I gotta say, Savior, you know, one of you guys made a very observant point in one of the videos I cast of Jaedong, where he went for an insane build that won anyway. It's basically like Jaedong does builds that only Jaedong can do, whereas Savior does Zerg builds that a lot of Zergs can do, and a lot of foreigners certainly learn from him, even Koreans learn from him, because Savior's APM is not very high. You know, it's maximum is about 250, I would say, and it's been clocked at, you know, 200 in certain matchups regularly, so that's, you know, not much higher than a good foreign player. In fact, that's the same as a good foreign player, but obviously he plays better than any foreign player has or probably will in any time because of his strategic insight and his ability to make moves like what you just saw right there, just to be able to time out his opponent. And he's very good at doing that. Anyway, it looks like Savior is getting lurkers right now, and Gogo has built 1 bunker in the front. Savior getting a 2nd gas at the corner hidden base. And now Gogo once again might be caught in a bad, awkward position, but this time he is going to get a scout off with his SCV. Very lucky for him. Oh man, but Savior running past a group of M&M. That M&M group still didn't have time to get back to its base. Now Savior is going to catch a couple of reinforcements. Savior moving in 4 lurkers in sight. And burrowed now, Savior really obviously wants to push forward, whereas it looks like Gogo has only had 1 bunker up. I don't think he's put up even a 2nd bunker. This could be a big problem for him coming soon. The factory obviously is quite late. He also went for 4 racks before going for factory. That is an interesting choice, which I'm not exactly sure about what that means. I mean, it leads me to think he actually didn't think there was going to be lurkers until very recently, because I don't think he knew